hell?
Really, keep that in mind.
You wish to be a good boy for me, don't you?
No. No, 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 no.
Hello, everyone!
No! No, no! So, you hear HoloLive got a new gen? It's been a hell of a long time coming, but we've finally got a new wave of HoloLive EN members in the form of holoAdvent, a group of devious ne'er-do-wells who have all been imprisoned by the gods for their respective crimes. But they've broken free of their chains and are here to play video games on the internet? That's really the best thing that they could think of? Hey man, you ain't gonna see me complaining. Hey, speaking of people doing dumb things on the internet, I'm constantly doing and talking about all sorts of weird stuff on this channel. One month it's VTubers, the next month it's the Muppets, and after that it's a 4-hour-long vlog about losing weight with ecchi manga. So you should really subscribe to make sure that you don't miss out on whatever the hell I think of next. Anyways, back to the lore. If this is your first lore video with me, welcome to Insanity. If you want to catch up, I've got some other videos to help you with the theories thus far, but if you just want to stay here, I mean, sure, I won't stop you. I literally can't. As always, the same rules apply. Only debuts and official releases count, because I don't have time to hear every errant line across every stream. If there's stuff I missed that changes, or if you have theories of your own, leave it down below. Now then, what better place to start than the start? And by the start, I mean the announcement. And by that, I mean there's not really anything to say about the first preview because it'll be more appropriate to discuss anything relevant in it later. For now, the only important thing we need to know is that the members of Advent are criminals, which is based. Crime is based. Fuck. Which brings us to this undeniably sick little anime bit of the girls breaking out of prison. I really like the animation, I would watch a whole show of this, I wish Shiori would punch me like that. And now we can talk about the actual debuts. We're gonna go in debut order because I need to pretend like I have some in my life. Starting with Shiori Novella, we've immediately got to pause to discuss these pages. They're at the beginning of every member's lore animations and also in the PV, but being written in ancient runic text means it's a little hard to catch what they're saying in the brief moments that they're visible. But that's why you've got me. The first page on all of them reads, "Memories into bookmarks and saves them. By misfortune, she was found to have obtained forbidden knowledge within one of her stories and was imprisoned. But to her, that is all you can really read." There are glimpses of other pages, but you don't see enough of them at any one time to make it worth trying to decipher, and the last one is just the same as the first. Assumedly, they each relate to one of the members of Advent in the same way the first page is implied to relate to Shiori, as we're about to see, but unless they release more steady images of each page, we can't be sure. Is what I would have said if I hadn't later realized that they just say what these intro pages in the PV say. I just wanted to keep all of that in there so you could understand the frustration I felt after finding out all that translation work was pointless. Anyways, the only thing we're missing from the text is she turns her favorite stories and treasured memories into bookmarks, but to her, that experience itself is but a fascinating story. In order to continue her search for more stories, she planned and executed a prison break. Arriving at Shiori's story proper, she tells of a cherished friend who she was forced to watch pass. With their dying breath, they gave Shiori a magical bookmark. It took time to realize it, but it eventually became clear that this bookmark was actually a key to an archive of multiversal knowledge, an ever-expanding record of all that has happened in every universe and all that will happen. Now, allow me to take a little creative liberty at this point for the sake of ease of understanding. From here on out, I'm going to be referring to this archive as the Akashic Records. Technically, using the term is not exactly correct, as the Akashic Records refer to a similar style of metaphysical archive dedicated to every event in our world, but I think it's safe to say that a record of our universe and a record of every universe have enough in common to use it as our reference point. However, as her character text tells us, this knowledge knowledge was forbidden for any member of mankind to hold. Thus, Shiori hid away the key before the gods imprisoned her for what she had found. The other key thing mentioned in the debut is the fact that her work as an archiver requires her to actively enter and live through the story in order to properly record the story's contents. That does have some consequences, however, as she's had to experience countless instances of every kind of emotion you can imagine, and even death. It's also briefly mentioned that Shiori was expected to carry on the legacy of the Nyakuza. Side note, I love the Nyakuza, but wished to be a teacher and now has found herself in this archivist role. What role the Nyakuza play in her life is still unknown, but I'd posit that she grew up in a Nyakuza family and was going to be the new head before she gained access to the Akashic Records and was imprisoned. Now that she's freed, the Nyakuza still maintain their loyalty to her, but whether or not she's taken charge is still yet to be seen. But now we have to talk about Koseki Bijou is the crystallized culmination of all of humanity's positive and negative emotions. Simply being in her presence is considered extremely dangerous, as the overwhelming power of those emotions radiates from her at all times and is likely to drive one mad. This brilliance, or cuteness if you ask her, brought humanity into turmoil and madness, causing countless struggles over her. So she was sealed away by the gods so that no human could ever get their hands on her again. Now, I could make a comment about how this is emblematic of the real-life atrocities and conflicts committed for the sake of mining precious gems, how they cause greed to overwhelm people's judgment and dispose of their morals, but I don't need this video to be that depressing. So instead, enjoy this montage of proof that her powers of madness are real. She really said, this is what chat's like right now. Am I funny yet? Is this what you fuckers want? I'm just gonna keep that on deck and drop it at random throughout this debut, and you're just gonna have to deal with that.
The person you're about to meet is extremely dangerous.
She's toxic. I'm on board. That was her! That wasn't even me! What? It happened again!
You'll still love me if I was, moist statue, right? You'd still think I'm cute and everything?
I'm falling apart! I should probably say, I opened a video that says 1 hour of silence occasionally broken up by Lego Yoda death sound. So that's what that's been.
I did so good. Watch this. Ready? Ready? Ready?
Oh my god, the timing on that one! She did exactly what I said! Bro, if I ever debut as a corporate VTuber, I'm just gonna pull up a fucking Google Slides presentation.
Yeah.
Interactive food? What the fuck does that mean?
This works. Yay! I like food. I like doing things with food. I like playing with food. I like food that you do things with to eat, because you know, just shoving it in your mouth isn't fun. So,
the fuck is,
like, for
what did
example,
she
crab.
say?
There we go. For example, crab, you can like break open the crab, and then you can like take the little crab inside out, and then you can eat it.
That's what she meant?
And yeah, do like homosexual stuff with you. Yeah. I dislike pickaxes, nothing else matters.
So we back in the mines, got our pickaxe swinging from side to side.
Okay, as you know, my OC mark is the Moai statue.
She paused just long enough for me to do it. Unless she also did it.
My OC mark is...
She did it at the same time, and mine just covered it. Oh my god.
Pebbles strong together make big rock. We rock hard, strong, hard rocks. Yeah.
True, bestie.
Hi.
Oh no, she's adorable. Ah! Little close.
You guys are looking a little bit not okay.
I'm not okay.
Yeah, let's go over here.
Please. Oh god, she's back up.
I need to get smaller.
Thank you. Truth be told, that is kind of it for Bijou. However, I do believe it worth mentioning that we could tie a little thematic reference here between the culmination of knowledge and the culmination of emotion being represented by our first two members. But that's pretty much as far as that connection goes, so unfortunately, interesting is all it is. Also, I love the magical girl transformation. Anime girl thigh. Anime girl thigh! Hey! Nerissa Ravencroft, a siren with black wings from a time long forgotten, an age of demons and gods. Her beauty and voice were too great for mankind, and her single performance for humans ended in all those who heard descending into insanity. In retaliation, the gods broke one of her horns to take her power from her and locked her away for all eternity. Hold on, is that a street lamp? The second part of her animatic shows Nerissa shortly after her escape, trying to fathom the idea of her freedom and what it could mean. Then she meets the adorable Jailbird before showcasing her weakened powers. Also, while you watch the rest of the debut, remember that she's canonically just giving this whole presentation to a bird. Finally, she actually gives us her PV text in the debut in the style of past gens. Giving more insight into her backstory animatic, they read as such. With a deep love of song, Nerissa Ravencroft is the demon of demon of sound. Her powerful love turned into a dark power that inhabited her singing, giving her music the potential to drive the entire world mad. The gods, fearful of her beautiful voice, decided to seal her away for eternity, but this did not seal away her desire to sing for others. While she was sealed away, she came across Japanese otaku culture and is currently fascinated by idol songs and pen lights. Maybe her life imprisoned wasn't all that bad. Speaking of not all that bad,
my very first tweet, I said something and I realized a lot of people didn't seem to know what that thing was. I said ope, okay? Oh, it's pronounced ope?
Yeah.
Not oppa or ope, it's ope. Are we on the same page?
Yeah.
Do we understand? Ope.
Do people not?
If you want to be a real jailbird, you'll have to pronounce it correctly.
Yeah.
Ope, yep. O-P-E.
Do people not know how to say ope?
Yeah, you know, if you wanna talk to me, then you really gotta make sure you use the op. Excuse me, didn't see you there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, she's totally right. Oh, let me sneak past you there and grab the ranch. Oh my gosh, she's Midwestern. Oh my God, new Oshi, new Opshi.
We want to protect your smile.
Yeah, that definitely exploded. Should probably go see a doctor about that. Fuwawa Abyss Guard and Mococo Abyss Guard are the twin demonic guard dogs with nothing to guard. On their search for something to protect, they gave in to their instincts and needed to play. But fun for some is mischief and mayhem for others. Mankind eventually had enough and locked the two up so they couldn't cause any more trouble ever again. Is that a can of Coke? But they still enjoyed their time playing the games and watching anime they pilfered from the guards alongside their pet, Perochino. Their opening text also clarifies that Fuwawa is the older and more responsible twin, while Mococo is the younger, more rambunctious of the two, and is often the one roping Fuwawa into her antics. Additionally, it explains that Perochino was originally their mentor, but now lives as their pet while still believing he's in control. And I believe him. In conclusion, I like dogs. I just like dogs. They're dog themed. I think dogs are cute. They make my day better. It's not that complicated. Alright, before we get into the crazy stuff, let's take a quick detour into a segment I like to call Things SteveSekai is Morally Opposed to. They're crimes I can abide. These things I cannot. Number 1. Eating food with scissors. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Just don't. Number 2. Having not played Bloodborne. The only good Soulsborne. People are gonna be very mad about that joke. Number 3, only drinking room temperature to hot drinks. I can understand the no underwear thing, but this, no. As a waiter, if you ask for no ice, I'm going to judge you. Number 4, not liking chocolate. I get that they're dogs. The fuck's going on back there? Oh. I get that they're dogs, but I will never trust anyone who doesn't like chocolate. Number 5, unrelated to the talents, the way the text just repeats in their PV, but they all repeat from the second paragraph on? Like, if you're gonna repeat at all, why are you not repeating the whole thing? It just really frustrates me. I don't know why, but I don't like it. Now that we've got that out of the way, who's ready to start making stuff up? First things first, we gotta talk about who these gods are that everyone keeps referring to. Short answer, I have no clue. Long answer. Presumably we can assume it's not the big G gods from the council since they all pieced out after creating everything. We've discussed that there are other gods and pantheons around, so it could be any other number of gods out there, or even more absurdly, we could also just assume it was the council themselves. However, there is one bizarre inconsistency that does muddy up this discussion. In the Fuwawa and Mococo introduction texts, it claims that the two were locked up for being a pain in the godly behind, implying it was the gods who locked them up just like they did the others. But in their debut, the story says that it was humans who got tired of the two and imprisoned them. So which was it? It'd make way more sense if it was the gods, but if it was actually humanity, then what does that say about the powers of mankind? To say that they can also imprison demonic beings in this super prison implies that humans have, in some ways, the same level of power as the gods. This isn't the first time we've heard as much. In our last video, we talked about how Mume exists purely due to the achievement of mankind in building civilization and rivaling the gods' powers. So it's not that crazy of an idea, but what is a crazy idea is the way to clean up this contradiction and a few other bizarre points. For example, we probably would have remembered learning in our history classes about the black-winged demon who descended upon a city and sang to cause its destruction, or the wars fought over a rock girl. It's not like these stories are so ancient that we've lost them to time because, as I pointed out, you can clearly see a street lamp and a Coke can in two of the stories. They just can't be that old. And no, I refuse to say that there's some kind of ancient alien-style lost civilization that had every trace of their history wiped out. Because there's a much simpler solution. Who do we hear at the start of every debut telling their stories? Shiori, the one with access to infinite multiversal knowledge. The members are simply not from our world. They're from one or possibly several different parallel universes and were locked inside a jail beyond time and space. A space we know exists thanks to Omega Alpha and the Tempest comic. That's right, we're bringing in the Holostars lore, baby! In my first Tempest video, I posited the idea that the boys potentially didn't know that they were actually streaming and instead were just talking to someone, and through multiversal magic and shenanigans, it just came to us as if it were a normal stream we might watch. It was, admittedly, a stretch of a concept and a very complicated one at that, but then we saw Nerissa's debut in which it is framed in exactly that fashion. Remember that she's canonically just giving this whole presentation to a bird. She even says that this is what we all look like now. We are not jail birds, we are the jail bird. We are watchers, peering into other realms for our own bleak sense of entertainment. We prey upon these people for our own pleasure, abusing their kindness so that we can have something to keep us distracted from our own sad reality. So I ask you, who are the real criminals here? As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If anybody from Advent is watching, thank you for being incredible. I am very excited to see what you all get up to. If you enjoyed and you haven't already, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, the YouTube things. Channel memberships are now open, twitch.tv/SteveSekai, twitter.com/SteveSekai, as long as it's still twitter.com. I don't know if Elon's gonna change the URL at some point, but thanks again, seriously. I'll figure out how to end a video one day.